Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching this. Today, Skull no Soccer coming at you with some more Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush. We are in the city of lost children. We do not have Ron Perlman, so that's kind of a problem. Osu, Umber, how you doing? Is life treating you well? Are you healthy? I mean, happiness is probably a bit too big of an ask, although I do hope that you are happy as well, but the health, hopefully the health is not an over-large ask. Now, we were doing a thing, I don't remember what it was. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. Good. No? Yes? Maybe? There are so many people to talk to. This dark and lonely path was once festively lit. Now the children are in danger of slipping and falling over the poorly lit edge. Help keep the children safe by restoring the lights. I mean, I'm not a doctor or a vampire, but I feel healthy. That makes me happy to hear. I hope that continues. And if it doesn't continue, then I hope that you have means of redress for that situation. Now, I could have sworn there were people to talk to on the way to where we're going, yet I did not see any word bubbles. So, they're probably down in the depths. Osu, Hive! You're gonna do a bit of a Hellraiser, I believe you said? And finish watching your episode. No, God, no problems. Kronos, it's wonderful to have you here as always. What episode, where are we going? I don't know. I think we're trying to get back up into the light. Into the light. Question for Kronos, what episode of what were you watching? And Hive, you're probably better off, only owning Hellraiser 1 and 2. Hellraiser 3 is... If the first two movies didn't exist, Hellraiser 3 would be a fun, goofy time. But given the existence of the first two movies, it's like a really heavy disappointment. I mean, the second movie has got issues. It's definitely got issues, but it's still got some really, really great dialogue. And it's got a really nice look to it. But the third movie, and you've got like... There's the DJ who is turned into a Cenobite and he shoots, like, frickin' CDs out of his mouth. And the bartender, who's like a flare bartender, gets turned into a Cenobite that, like, breathes fire or something. It's trash. Kakushigoto. Really fun, probably one of my favorites this season. Ooh. If I recall correctly, it was Luna that wanted Gremlin Yuffie. Oh god, the video camera Cenobite is so bad. Like, it's just... I understand within the rubric of, like, the framework of the story, Pinhead is working with what he's got, and what he's got are not a lot of resources because he's on Earth and he's not in the labyrinth. But they are such lazy bullshit designs. The whole massacre, like the bar massacre, is... Except for the part where, like, Pinhead makes a woman's drink, like, float up in this really shitty CGI effect and then freeze into an icicle and then stab her in the mouth. Like, except for that part, it's actually not terrible. I mean, it's a scene. It's definitely a scene. But it's like, oh, it's just so bad. The girl's name, not like the lead girl who survives, but the girl who gets turned into a Cenobite, I think her name is Jessie. She gets a pretty decent Cenobite design. But all the rest of them are just garbage. They're so bad. It has like one good scene in it, which is the scene where the people get trapped in the club. Oh my god, Hive! We are like super on the same page. Ludo, welcome. It is a pleasure as always to have you as well. Gravity gauge is empty. Grab gems to fill it. Make your way to the goal. We're gonna do terrible at this, but that's okay. We're gonna try it anyways. We were talking about Hellraiser 3, Ludo, and the deep, deep disappointment that is Hellraiser 3. We're gonna like stuff this race completely. It's gonna be stuffed. Thank you for the gravity gem, and I would like to slide now. Sorry, kid. Get used to it though. The adult world is gonna F you up. It's just the way things go. Oh, crumbs! No, 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 no. Get back there. There we go. Ah, jeepers. I'm probably off course. I have all of them on a hard drive somewhere. Hold on a second. Let me finish this race up before I figure out what people are saying. I'll scroll up. Whee! Gravity racing. It's my favorite because I'm terrible at it. That's okay. It's okay to be bad. It's okay to kill these kids. It's not okay to kill children, by the way. Like, we should strive and endeavor to not do that. And yet, at the same time, it just seems to happen a lot. Kat's not really good with kids. She doesn't have a deft touch. Oh, for real? Is it? Oh, it's up there. Oh, jeez. Yes, do it, Kat. Where are we going? Down to Goblin Town. Oh, buggery. We're, of course, you... Fiddle Smurfs is what I'm gonna go with here. Thank you. Alright, what did we miss? The Hellraiser sequels, Ludo, are, like... They're not good. I understand why they're not good. Like, Barker was really ground out by the studio system post Nightbreed, and I think definitely post Hellraiser 3. And basically, he kind of set the name Hellraiser up as a way to help up-and-coming filmmakers, where they could glom onto something that had prestige to do their, like, early projects and maybe, you know, build up experience and build up a name in filmmaking. The problem is that, like, a lot of them are just not good. Every filmmaker and film crew is going to have initial crappy movies, but, like, some of them are really bad, like excessively bad, and Pinhead will just show up like periodically, like, oh, I'm Pinhead, just to let you know that this is a Hellraiser series, you know, because it kind of had that to work in Pinhead. I really was disappointed that Julia did not get to become the main villain of the Hellraiser series, because especially in the novella, but I think we also see it pretty clearly in the first two movies. Like, Hellraiser is really Julia's story. You know, she's being corrupted. She runs off with Frank because, like, she's married this complete milquetoast, and he's not fulfilling her. But Frank is like a super. He's like virile. He's just getting in there. I don't want to say that ever again. But then he betrays her, and she realizes that Frank is pretty much trash. She dies at the end of the novella. But coming back in the second movie, and she's like, no, straight up, this is my movie. I'm the evil queen. You thought you were so cool, but it's me, the wicked stepmother. And I'm just like, the story is her story. But Pinhead was so iconic that he kind of sucked all the air out of the room. And Doug Bradley, I mean, I will throw no shade on Doug Bradley because he owns that role. He does it really, really well. But, like, it's just not the series that it could have been. I've got 1 and 2 in Blu-ray, but I've acquired all of them in some form except for the latest ones. Do you have the one where it's a video game with VR or something? Oh god, that's not good. Ludo, that's a terrible movie. Trying the Artifacts run again, but this time on Monsoon, as it should have been. Kronos, best of luck to you. They're all a mishmash. After 4, Hive, they're just all a complete mismatch. You could watch them in any order. They don't necessarily, like, feed into one another. I think Kirsty comes back in one of the later movies, and I think she's made a deal with Pinhead, but I don't recall 100%. Because, like, I watched them all on a binge in a night, and there was a lot of alcohol involved, so, yeah. These are bad genre films that have a cameo from Pinhead because they have been poorly retrofitted to be Hellraiser movies. Absolutely. I know they're mediocre to bad, that's why I want to watch them. The problem is, at least in my mind, that a lot of them aren't really bad in a fun way. They're just kind of, well, like you said, they're kind of mediocre. I would be worried if you binged all of them sober. That's an exceptionally good point, Umberkid. I've seen parts of the one where the detective who lost his memory but is secretly dead along. That's Hive. That's of the later Hellraisers, of the post, like, Hellraiser 4, because I think Hellraiser 4 was the last big studio Hellraiser. The one that you're talking about there is probably the best of the lot. It's not great, and I'm pretty sure it post-dates Sixth Sense, so, like, the gimmick is pretty clear early on, but I seem to recall the Cenobite designs in that one being not bad, and that it actually tried to tell a coherent story. The rest of them don't quite reach those lofty heights. There were all these kids that we were going to talk to. After Hellraiser 4, their direct-to-video movies shot in Romania. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, Hellraiser 4, by the way, is, like, also complete garbage. Hellraiser 4 has my favorite misremembered line in all of moviedom. But it's bad. Like, really bad. There was, like, a lot of material that was cut from Hellraiser. Hellraiser 4, that is, that might have made it into a better film. And the Angelique Cenobite design was a good design. But basically, once they get to the space station, it's so bad. The past segments are probably the best segments, and I think that those were the segments that had the heaviest cuts. There are some really good, there's some really good on-set photos of some of the Cenobites that were supposed to be in the past segments, where they're done up like French nobility, but they've got like all your usual Cenobite kind of stuff going on with them, and they looked like really, really cool. Those don't show up in the movie at all. There's a podcast you may want to listen to called We Have Such Films to Show You. Oh my god, I do. Hold on a second, let me just put that into Google just so I don't forget it. We have such films to show you. These are good people, right? Because, like, I was talking about on Kazi's Discord yesterday, or the day before, because time doesn't make any sense anymore. I don't even know. I do like, really kind of worry about giving people who are assholes clicks. But since you're recommending them, probably they're pretty good. I'm gonna take that as a recommendation. Hilarious because they start out eagerly discussing the movies until they get to 4, but all the wind leaves their sails and they quit. They quite obviously hate the fact that they have to talk about the movies. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to check it out. As far as I'm aware, the good people, that makes me really happy to hear. There's a village like this way down under the city. Maybe there's another village way up above the city. Way to foreshadow, little child. Those eyes are foreshadowing eyes. Look at that. This child, she has seen sights. She sees the future. And the future is Gravity Rush 2. Which makes me wonder, like, how much the design team had planned in advance. I wonder what it's like way up there. I mean, they got really cool buildings, not like this place. The first thing I remember is falling on the Hexaville. Could that mean? Yeah, I mean, as far as design, the lost city of Eto is not great. I mean, it's like your standard fantasy design, and it's kind of boring. But I do like that they were setting this up, even in the first game. They decided to spice things up by trying to watch prophecy movies, but the same thing happens. The only good prophecy movie is the first one. The first one is classic. Like, it's honestly really good. There are objectionable parts in that, without a doubt. It was the 90s. There are things that are problematic. But Christopher Walken just fucking going completely ham buffet as Gabriel, and Viggo Mortensen, Aragorn himself, as possibly the best or second best Lucifer ever on screen. It's a really big tie-up, because Peter Stormare in Constantine, which is a terrible movie. Constantine is largely trash, but Peter Stormare in Constantine is such a good Lucifer. Without a doubt, hands down. But Viggo Mortensen, whose name I'm probably completely screwing up because I think there's G's in that name that I'm losing. He does so good as Lucifer. It's like, it's amazing. Do the laundry, Ludo! Do it! I'm all for a good setup. I wish the payoff could match it. Kronos, like, yeah. Yeah? Santa's really weird. She's always either sleeping or staring into space talking to herself. Everyone's different, right? Maybe it's just a phase. I don't know. As long as I can remember. Why can't I remember her on the bus? Peter Stormare in Constantine is like a joy and a treasure. He's so low-key sleazy. And it really brings kind of that aspect of the character out. It helps that he's a really just a straight-up good actor in his own right. One of the really shining points of the first season of American Gods, and I wish there had been more of him. Oh wait, no, that's not a... Crumbs. I thought that was a dialogue bit. The other really, like, strong point of American Gods that I wish there could have been more of was, Anansi? Or Uncle... Is it Uncle Nancy? Do they actually use uncle as a term for him? I thought Loki Lysmith was not really as good as he was in the books, but there were issues there. I know they wanted to hide things, so... Does anyone have any dirt on Metafilter or its owner? No. I I kind of wish I did. I'm very dirtless, unfortunately, Hive. Like, I don't do the research that would be required to find out the dirt that I often need to know. Is there... Has something come up with Metafilter? Oh god. What did we just do? Alright, get these gems. Go back up to that poor girl. Don't throw her into the void? Wah! Where did our girl go? We were gonna talk to her? And then... Where art thou? Crumblies. Just straight up crumblies. There we go. 'Cause one of the folks in that podcast is the owner of Metafilter. So I was just doing research for you first. Oh, hi. God, thank you so much. I don't feel like you gotta break your back doing research for me. I really ought to be doing it myself. I absolutely appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Visco. Come on. There we are. Yosh? What do you got for me, girl? This village was waiting for us when we fell down here. Somebody must have lived here long ago. They probably had a really giant chin. That's a dual language pun. That would explain the ancient ruin. You mean the Ark? There used to be another one like that. It flew around in the city, but it's gone now. I wonder what happened to it. Really, it flew? The people that lived here had technology like that? I bet the Ark used to fly too. Sasha said so. She used to play around the Ark a lot. Before she went away. These kids... They make me so sad. I mean, it's the good kind of sad where I actually want them to do well. I just want to bundle them up and protect the hell out of them. Oh shit, it's Raven. Is it Raven? It totally is. Yo, R, what's up? A door. There has to be a door. Oh, she's in Neverwhere. Raven, what? Leave me alone, I'm busy. I'm busy being half naked. That's not true. Like, that's, it's a free action. I'm pretty sure from games that being half naked or getting half naked does count as a free action. But I don't know, RPG design these days, like, there's so much going on. There's that whole Iron Sky thing that came up in Cassie's Discord that I, like, don't understand at all. I mean, I do understand it, because they're words. The words conveyed meaning into my brain. But... D1000? What does D1000 even mean? Cat, what exactly is Raven up to? Why, what's wrong? I don't know. It's like she's searching for something on the Ark. Yeah, maybe she wants something inside that she wants to find. Like something that'll melt Nazis? Because I'd be down with that. Inside it? What are you talking about? There is no inside. If there was, there'd have to be a door or a window or something. That's a false premise, Crowboy. You don't... Look, a hollow space doesn't need a door to define it. It could just be effing hollow. Have you ever seen a box? I like to chalk up Raven's design as a result that Cat is just inherently flamboyant. Honestly, kinda yeah, Kronos. The brass contraptions. It's cool, Hive. We will assume, at least for the start, because there doesn't seem to be a dirt trail, that the podcast is run by decent folks. It's always possible that something turns up in the future, but sometimes decent folks are just basically decent folks. And I think I'm happier with that assumption than otherwise. It's always the radar tower. It haunts you. Your sleep broken by images of this radar tower. Let's do it. Sienna, what are you doing up there all by yourself? And that's a rockin' look. Could we go to Hot Topic together? Because, like, I want to buy a bunch of stuff. Sienna, what's wrong? Answer me. Is Hot Topic closed? Are you sleepwalking or something? Are you on the drugs? It's the drugs, isn't it? Oh, way to go, Cat. Cat doesn't know her own strength. Also, I would never have the spine to wear a dress like that. There's just a lot of holes. There's a Madoka theme shirt I bought at Hot Topic, and I'm not quite sure where I put it. If shirts hide, Kronos, like, honest to God, they do. I've got a couple bits of clothing that I know I own, and I know I've never thrown away, and yet they just seem to have disappeared. Like my university degree. It's funny how that happens. She can't be. Did I? What? Same with the Nerve shirt, which sucks because it's sick. It's gotta be around there somewhere, Kronos. Sienna? The girl you know as Sienna slumbers. There are things you can see with your eyes, and things you must see with your mind. I am so high, Cat. No, that's not probably what she's saying. If you just open your mind, yes, you'll find a way to save the children. You must awaken the power that sleeps inside. The power that makes your hair do this badass shit when you ain't even got any kind of gel or spray. It just like, pwah, it just does this? Sienna, what the heck are you? Look deep into my eyes. Best tangent. The best anime shirts are the ones that don't look like they're from an anime. At a glass. Oh, I could dig that, Kronos, absolutely. Eat this edible, Cat. It's delish. Where am I? The creator, Sienna, assembled this world from the fragments of your subconscious. She didn't really have a big art budget, so it's just gonna be blocks. Face your forgotten memories to awaken the lost power that rests within you. And then let's go out and listen to some Bikini Kill, because that would be kicking. What are you talking about? Sienna's a creator too? She like Gade? I have a Sony cat shirt where the cat is wearing Sailor Fuku and says video games makes me who I am. I, like, really want that shirt, Hive. Princess Mononoke shirt and a Cowboy Bebop shirt that don't look like anime shirts. And I do have a Nerve hoodie somewhere. Reminds me that I wanted my last level to be a mixture of literally every level I spent time making. Kronos, I hope that someday, like, you get the time and spoons to put together these ideas that you have, because they sound really compelling, and I'd be very interested in seeing them. All will be revealed in time. For now, you must cross the river of forgetfulness. It's Leth. It's the river Leth, okay? If you're gonna make classical insinuations and references, then just get the names right. I await your awakening on the other side. Do not be afraid of the truth. Oh, Cat, like, you definitely need to be afraid. You need to be very afraid. Wee! That's not what I needed to do. I have 0 anime shirts because I would need to order those probably. There's a weeb store, excuse me. Around the corner though. Awaken your inner weeb? I guess? Well, how do I get over there? I got no gravity powers. I can't... Like... Do I just go here? I gotcha. They had an Olua model in this game. But is she really Cat? Is she really gone? Look, this is totally a tutorial stage. The burden your frail arms were meant to carry is too hard to carry? Listen, lady... Okay, we just threw ourselves into the void. That's probably not good. My arms are... kind of frail, but not like... Oh, shit. Where is the hitbox on this fucking... box? The Metafilter dude's Twitter seems to be bad jokes, video game history stuff, and hating on Trump. I mean, that's... I mean, I think we could take that as a starting point. I think I'm okay with giving him a couple clicks. Or them. Because I'm not sure who or what is actually doing all this. Now, I noticed that these blocks, they don't reset when you die. Which means you've got to wait for the whole run cycle to, like, go back. And that's something that's always kind of bugged me about LBP levels. So basically what I'm saying is that we're in an LBP level. And one that was maybe not competently playtested. Maybe. Just maybe. I wouldn't give it an orange diamond. It's compelling enough. The innocent truth once spoken can never be unheard. That's, I mean, that's true. It's like that Nicolas Cage movie, 8mm, where you can't unsee something that you've seen. He doesn't take it very well, but frankly, it's a movie about snuff films, so you wouldn't expect him to take it very well, I think. I hope I can use some of these ideas on a grander scale. There's this one story I had in mind, in my head for a while, and I play with connections a lot. It just sounds cool, Kronos. Companies, comparing essential workers to ablative armor to say we're burning them off to make sure we survive. In the sense that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad take. I mean, if that's the way that they're reading that situation. Because honestly, like, it's kind of what we're doing. Alright, do we go here? Like, haven't we been here already? I never imagined myself making an actual game, so my brain council is in a bit of a frenzy. That's a mood, Kronos. It's definitely a mood. I would love someday, and this is no lie, this is no joke, but I would love someday to see, like, you actually being feted as a creator on a broader scale. My innocence was my undoing. It stirred them into action. Alright, Hive. I think we could take that as a... Oh, fudge. As a decent enough recommendation. I will definitely give that podcast a check. I almost just jumped off the other edge there. I can talk. Okay, so we're gonna go... Dare, and then... Do you have a way over? Like, we can get to that block. I don't know if there's a way from that block. But there doesn't seem to be a way from that block either. Maybe this is the one. I had a dream where I had a D&D podcast... where a D&D podcast I like got a video game. Was it like that old side-scrolling game? I don't remember the name, but there was a sequel to it too. It was an arcade game, and you could play as like the 4 different characters, and it was kind of like Golden Axe, but it was straight up D&D. Kittens! Yo! It is so good to see you, kittens. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and well. My fingers are crossed, at least. It was indeed a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Oh my god. Oh, we got fucked. That's a lot of snarts in the chat. I woke up, so it's real Z hours. Kittens, if you need to get sleep, I'm like super happy to have you here. But if you do feel like you need to get sleep, by all means, please crash out. It is not a problem. Like, I dig the need for sleep recently. Oh, this is not right. Nope. Hi. Wee. All right. How are we fudging this up? If we go off the top, that's death. If we go to the left, that's death. If we go to the right, it's slower death. I feel like that's the case, but I'm probably screwing it up. Oh, hi. I've been asleep since about 3 a.m. It's about 12 p.m. now. I'm good for sleep. I'm glad to hear it. Like, I really, really am. My sleep schedule's been kind of all over the map. It's been, like... Wake up, distract myself for about 2 hours, go back to sleep, sleep for about 3 hours, and then rinse and repeat. I don't think this is best, but it seems to be what my brain really, really wants right now. And it does minimize my pathogen footprint, so we're just gonna kind of roll with it for right now. I didn't notice this before, but I think this is the path that we needed to go. Would you recommend Dice Funk to a D&D newbie? God, I couldn't imagine being a D&D newbie right now. But that's just because I came into D&D from, like, 3rd ed. Oh, come on! We was doing so well! I'm gonna endeavor not to sleep after 2 a.m. today. Like, does that mean... Hive, does that mean that you're planning to wake up at 2 a.m. and then just... Disco, disco, disco. Like, wherefore art thou? Are you planning to wake up at 2 a.m. and then just, like, stay awake? You know what I do have experience in? No, I don't, but I would love to hear it. Oh, I'm planning to sleep before 2 a.m. This is good. Yes, Hive, please do. And that's not even a bit. That's, like, honest. Alright. Okay, that's gonna zippy zap me there. And then I think there's not another way off. So we want to zippy zap here. I've experience in not having friends and therefore not playing D&D with friends. Oh jeez, Hive. I'm so sorry. I mean, I don't know how much you missed out on not playing D&D, but you have friends now, damn it. Which doesn't mean that I'm gonna play D&D with you, but like... You do have friends now? It gets progressively more queer and radical from season 3 on. Huh. I got to play in junior high school, I want to say. One extended campaign of D&D, and it was actually kind of fun, but I don't think the DM really knew what he was doing, which is okay. That's not a problem. But we kind of had that power creep issue where the characters just kept getting more and more powerful, and there was less and less for them to actually kind of do. And we all just ended up getting kind of bored of the campaign. After that, I tried to do a vampire campaign with a different storyteller who is actually a real jackass and who really, really didn't like the dude who was doing the D&D storytelling. He thought he was too soft. So his answer to this, to show us that it was real deal serious storytelling now, not a kiddie game like D&D, this is Vampire the Masquerade, where we've got high stakes and things happen. He basically killed off all of our characters in the first playing session. The characters that we had spent a couple of hours actually creating. And because we were pretty young, we're basically stand-ins for ourselves. And it was like, okay, I set up all these situations, and because you didn't think ahead, you're all dead now. You're dead. Start new characters. And we're all like, yeah, don't think we're gonna do that. Think you're just a big douche. My only experience with D&D and actual play stuff is the Adventure Zone Season 1. Ha ha ha. I've heard Rude Tales' magic is good purely from comedy and improv. Alright. DM and Dice Funk legit has great writing skills, and there's always philosophical, religious, mythological concepts being explored, but also a lot of humor. Oh, that's kind of cool. And honestly, I like to try one of the social deduction board games like a witch hunt or something. Huh. I don't know if I've ever done a social deduction board game. I mean, I think I can kind of see... Oh, fudge. Really, though, cat? Really? Girl, you gotta get your balance. And by get your balance, I mean, like, not just walk off into the void. Oh, fuck me. Why am I so bad? Alright, we got a zippy zop over there. I've only had experience with... only had other experiences with listening to friends at the table. So I've been introduced to Dungeon World and Mech Noir. When the Jackbox games takes place on a spaceship, we have to figure out who is an alien trying to hijack the system. That was pretty great. Oh, that does sound kind of cool. I swear to God, I'm not doing this on purpose. Like, I'm not. Hi. We got this. This is Douable. Although it can't be Douable because we're not French. It's the City of Lost Children, but not French. It's not... I mean, what have we talked about it? there are many things I love about Gravity Rush, but platforming is not one of them. I feel like we need a zippy zop over there. Like, we can't just fall, right? Maybe we can... Oh, Jesus Christ. I should have been looking at Cat's hair. That was 100% my fault. Like, the hair will tell you what direction you're gonna fall in. If anything, these streams are showing me why I don't really like Gravity Rush that much after all. Gravity Rush. Like, when I was talking the other night about how I feel like Persona 5 is a club that has got really, really great style, but all the patrons are assholes. I feel like Gravity Rush is a club that's got really, really great style, but the layout was designed by somebody who has no idea how human beings actually move. So I guess basically what I'm saying is I really want to go clubbing, which is weird because I don't want to go clubbing, like, at all, but still. Okay. Like, can I... My hair is pointing down, but I can just do that. Okay, that's cool. My takeaway from these streams is that the art design is the strongest aspect of Gravity Rush. You are not wrong, Ludo. Art and music, I would say, are definitely the high points of Gravity Rush. It's gorgeous. It sounds wonderful. I have a lot of issues with some of the characterization, but I do honestly really like Kat. I find her to be, in some aspects, kind of an aspirational character. And I like Raven. I mean, she's got that 90s bad girl aesthetic going on, but she's got her reasons. I hate Sid, because Sid is a douche, but he's at least believably douchey. But the storytelling is not well handled. The combat is not particularly... I mean, the combat is fun. I like zipping around. I like playing around with the gravity. But at the end of the day, it's really slippery. And it's really clumsy. And yeah, the platforming... It has issues. It has definite issues. Lady, where do you want me to go? I can't jump over there. You're telling me Cyanna's gotta die. Cyanna doesn't have to die. Nobody has to die. Nobody has to die. Combat's good when it uses established mechanics, which is about 60 to 75% of the time. That's a fair cop. I think it is. And part of that, I'm willing to eat. Part of that is that I just constantly forget to use abilities that I could. That's not gonna make it. Weird ass spooky lady. Oh. Hold on a second. Alright, we got a zippity zop. There's one there, there's one there. Where is our other zippity zop? Why is everything beige on beige? I don't have the skills to see this. My eyeballs, as pretty as they may be, and they are very, very pretty. They're just basically the only pretty part I got. But as pretty as they be, they're pretty much garbage at actual eyeball function. They don't do it very well. So if you're gonna put lots of similar colors on top of lots of other similar colors. I'm not gonna see what you want me to see. Literally, Gravity Rush is too white. Eyeballs on Permanent Strike. Yeah, you know, kinda. I really need one of these days, like I really need to get new glasses. It's a thing that's gonna happen. But I also need to figure out, like, if I'm gonna be in a job where... I need to figure out if I'm gonna eventually be in a job that's safe enough to be me. In which case, I can get some really cute and pretty glasses. Or if I'm gonna be in a job where I'm gonna have to pretend to not be me. In which case, I should probably get some more utilitarian-looking glasses. Because I do want to get a nice pair of glasses, which means money will be spent. Oh, you fucking... Cat, I love you, but that's not... That's not how it's gonna work. Work for Sega 2020. Honestly, Ludo, if I had any idea what I could possibly do for Sega, I would. Because Sega sounds pretty slick from the whole Rainbow Spectrum standpoint. I reject the statement that they're only pretty thing you have, but this is a case of accessible color contrast. Playtesting? Actually, honestly, that's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, I could playtest. I've heard playtesting. I did work with somebody. This was many years ago. I did work with somebody who did playtesting, and he said it was a lot. But it's definitely a job that I could do. What happened? There we are. Okay, cameras. It is, as they say, doable. Certainly within what meager skill sets I have. Speaking of playtesting, I did some beta testing for indie game that's coming out this year now. And my name's gonna be in the credits. Oh my god, kittens, that's awesome. Do you... Okay, honestly, Kronos, yes. So I guess kind of 4 years of experience at this point. And kittens, what Hive said, do you have a name? Is it okay if you tell us the name? At least so I can keep it on my radar. Holy Christ, I have been doing playtesting for 4 years now. For free! I don't think I'm NDA'd anymore. It's called Spiritfarer. Depending on if this is something that comes out on PS4 or not, kittens, I will definitely have my eyeballs on it. If it does come out on PS4, we can give it a shot at streaming. It's a management sim about ferrying spirits to the afterlife. That's kind of interesting. I mean, the nothing always comes to pass. I saw the freaking never-ending story, okay? It's the nothing. The nothing just comes up and eats everything, and then Atreus dies in the swamps of sadness, and then you're fucked. They set their feet down on the ground and move forward and paw at the infinite with little fingers. Sienna, have you looked at your feet recently? Because there ain't no fingers on your feet. I mean, unless it's a translation issue, because, like, Toes in Japanese are basically foot fingers. I mean, like, honestly, that's not like a weird thing to say. That's just what the word is, how it translates out. A few bugs to iron out, but it was closed beta, so I'm not judging them for all that. Fair enough. Press F for the horse. Atreus! F's, F's, F's. A castle? Is that where the truth is? The truth is never in the castle, cat. Like, that's a symbol, a giant boy junk shaped symbol of the patriarchy. Generally speaking, of course there have been queens, but largely speaking it's a very patriarchal structure that's designed to keep the masses in line, crushed under the heel of the boot, the jackboot. But the jackboot is like probably a couple hundreds farther in the future than the castles are, but still, like, it's a bit. The truth is not in the castle. That's what we're going for here. That's what we're saying. Wait, isn't the Kafka having the answer a Kafka thing? Ankle in Japanese is foot neck. That is absolutely true. I'm trying to remember my Kafka, Ludo. There's not a lot of it that stuck with me. I feel like I read The Castle and I don't remember it. The only real Kafka stuff that I remember is The Penal Colony, which is actually really quite good. Parts of The Trial, but I don't think I actually finished reading The Trial. And Metamorphosis, because, like, we're all stuck reading Metamorphosis. Everybody's basically got to read it at some point, and it's got a dude who turns into a giant insect. And when you've got, you know, you feel like your body is constantly gross and disgusting, you can really click with that. Also, by the way, spoilers, Gregory Samsa gets killed when somebody throws an apple at him. So that's the thing. Spoilers, he never gets to go inside the castle. Penal Colony is one of the most badass ones. Penal Colony's good. It's a story that, like, really sticks with you. God, could I just die and be reborn as Sienna? She has got the style that I wish I had at 14. The world is a dream, Sienna's dream. You and everything in it are just crystallized figments in her imagination. Knock that off. Did you just hypnotize me? What'd you put in my water? While Sienna sleeps, I shall protect the dreamer, and the world she spins to life. You keep talking like Sienna's someone else. Aren't you supposed to be another creator? I am Dream Guardian. Kind of like the opposite of Freddy Krueger. Basically the exact opposite of Freddy Krueger. Also cool. Freddy Krueger, historically not cool. I keep Sienna anchored in the realm between dreams and reality. This is crazy. My hair's going nuts. I think you've even managed to top Cade. You have learned to see with your mind's eye. You could find the entrance to the Ark. Together with Raven, you can save the children. Think of the children. Open your mind and see. I'm just a poor girl. I have no dignity. Oh, wait, check out. That's not right. That's different. That's completely different. Wait, I see something. I don't remember if they touch upon this bit later on. I'm sure they do. But it's almost as if Gravity Rush wasn't written as a coherent story. Yeah, it's possible. I get that feeling sometimes. What you see has always been here. Only now your mind is open to see it. Shifter, your destiny awaits. Power has been granted to you so you may protect the dream. You know, they keep on calling her a shifter. Does that mean, like, she's both a top and a bottom? Oh, that's a switch. Okay. But I mean, I feel like shifter works for that as well. Huh? Because it totally fits her personality. Hi, words. I know words. I know all the best words. Like verisimilitude and vicissitude. Both words that start with V and are totally badass. Was I sleeping in my dream? Someone said you should go to the Ark. All right. Kat gets this like weird ass determined look on her face, and I low-key love it. I had met another creator. This one slept within Santa. First Skade, then Santa. I kept running into people who claimed to have created worlds. I couldn't sort fact from fiction. Girl, that's a mood. But what I did know was that I had been given a very special power. Kat only notices that right now. I need to take Santa back to the others. I will totally do that, Kat, like any minute now. But I think what I'm gonna do is really quick take a break, grab myself a smoke, a little bit of water, give you all a chance to read Franz Kafka's The Penal Colony, which is like 2 thumbs up, and I will be right back. Alright, we are back, and updated the level. Nothing, basically played too much Minecraft today. It's okay, Kronos. It's 100% okay. Don't push yourself any faster than you need to. Thank you very much, kittens. I need to... This just came up on my Twitter timeline, and I don't know how to do this. I've got this promoted tweet company thing that I haven't blocked yet, because every now and then they put up that the promoted manga. It's a manga company about the girl who falls in love with her delivery girl, and it just makes me happy every time I see it. So I haven't blocked this company yet, but the other manga that they promote are weird. So this one is Kento and Mari are both having a bad time with their relationships and bump into each other near a shrine. Later that day, the two of them find they've swapped some very important body parts. And I'm like, I'm not sure how to read this. Like, not how to read it as in the actual language, because it's actually in English, shockingly enough. But do you think they're going to play that for laughs? Or is this going to be like an actual trans narrative? Because I bet it's going to get played for laughs, and that'd suck. But at the same time, like, it's like, okay, you know, you just kind of just calling me out here. Just eyes on me. Here you go. Which company? It's not like... Not very much that they promoted has been something that seems super objectionable. It's just more like I'm not really sure. The name is at Renta Manga Store. Their current actual like handle name is Renta Stay Home Stay Safe. It looks like the stuff that they're promoting is in English. Although, I mean, they're actual, like, Japanese manga. But yeah, like, I'm kind of like... Because there was that other one that came up maybe a couple months ago, but that could very easily be 12 years ago for all I know, because time is stupid. Where it's like... What? And... The kid gets in trouble with some girl or something, or he finds out her secret or something like that. I don't really remember. And she makes him dress up as an idol, but it turns out that he really, really likes it. And again, because I'm not buying anything, so I'm not actually reading the entire manga. I'm just seeing the snippet that they put up on my timeline. It's like, well, are they going to play that straight? Is it going to be like a tender looking at gender identity, and is this kid discovering that they're actually, you know, they're actually a woman, or well, a girl, because it's a high school manga? Or is it going to be like we're going to play this up for laughs and it's going to be a big goof and question marks? And the question marks are almost big enough for me to actually want to check. And then it's like, yeah, but then you're going to have to give credit card information, and you'll probably have a running fee, and that would suck, so we'll just let it sit. It's definitely somebody's fetish. The one that popped up today, I think, is probably somebody's fetish, yeah. Ranma may have been a mistake. Oh, maybe. Just maybe. Are they big ugly question marks like the one that you did? Kronos, your question mark was cute ugly. It wasn't ugly. Dream Guardian? I have no idea what you're talking about, Cat. I just wake up in strange places sometimes. Never mind. We should get back to the others, and I'll take you with me to the Ark. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, Cat. Meow. That didn't work. Maybe we gotta be closer. Okay, Sayana, I'm probably gonna bang your head into things, and I hope that doesn't do any permanent damage, but it's possible. Unless you've got Big Mountain, like me. You must be a strong girl to lift me so easily. You do not even know the half of it, Santa. Every time I fall asleep, I hear mysterious voices in my dreams. Also, I just broke my neck. Whee! This time, there's a beautiful castle in my dream, and you were there too, Cat. Oh, I bet I was. That came out way more ominous and sinister than I meant it to. It really shouldn't have been ominous and sinister. Sienna, can you go get the others? I'll wait for you by the Ark. Sure, I'll bring them to you. You know, I had a dream about the Ark. It was flying. I'm gonna make that dream come true. Then we can all leave here together. Whoop whoop. Alright, was anything else we need to take a look at here, or just, okay, cool. Oh god, kid, I am so sorry. Jesus, I am so sorry, kid. I just completely dumped that kid into the void. And that's, like, that's terrible. That's worse than stealing 30 pies. And stealing 30 pies is, that's pretty terrible. I'd buy the dream aspect. Gravity Rush is, a whole is pretty disjointed like a dream. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if you ever have to excuse something really goofy in a story, it was all a dream is pretty easy shorthand. Raven, we need to get everyone on the Ark. How are we supposed to do that? I checked from top to bottom. I can't find the power source. I can't even find a door. I recommended reading Neverwhere last time we had this conversation, Raven. I bet you didn't even pick it up. Don't worry, I can see it. How Gravity Rush 2 didn't end with "it was all a dream" ending is what surprises me the most. Yeah, I can see that. Alright, giant ball-eating rooster? That's a thing. I am the giant, four-winged, ball-eating rooster. Enter into my abscesses. The door's been here the whole time. I just had to let myself see it. Come on. It's time to take everyone home. What's gone into you? Cat, I brought the chillin'. There's only 10 left because you kept on throwing them into the void. There's a door. Hurry, get in. Will the Ark really take us home? The children believe in you. You'd better not be giving them false hope. Like me. I kind of stopped caring about this Ark since it was literally written out of the story. That's... I mean, yeah, I could see that. Trust me, we're taking you all home, right, Raven? Right. Are you the future, or are you the past? Are you the chosen, but are you the last? The message was sent. It seems so unreal, because now we're made of plastic, wire, and steel. And steel. Follow for now, or follow for this, but everybody follows for nothing at all? Oh, didn't we beat this thing? Nushi? Nu? Alright, get those wings going. They're truly aerodynamic. I think I could take Nushi down. I could see his weak spots now. Alright, I'll leave that thing to you. Let me handle the Ark. Remember, Raven, if you've got to open up the Ark, make sure there's Nazis around. That's not a bad call, Kronos. As far as like a headcanon hand wave. But it's cat. No, really, though. You kind of... There you go. Yeah! It always kind of takes me by surprise just how much damage stuff does. Because I always think I can tank it, and that's totally not the case. Alright. Noosh. At least it's not a timed mission. It's not like that missile mission, which is probably the big reason that we'll maybe never do Gravity Rush 2 on stream again. Because I swear to God that missile mission just drove me up the wall. Like, totally... almost broke me. Nice! Hit it again, cat! You got this, girl. No. That's not how you do that. This is how you do that. Alright. Are you serious, Kronos, or is this a bit? Because the missile mission is like... is a standout? I think... like, I straight up called our rival a bitch because we took about 5 billion tries to do that mission, and then at the end of it she's like, oh, but you could have been faster, and she didn't help us out at all. And I was just like, really? Come on, what the fuck, lady? Noosh. Unless you weren't there for that stream, it was ugly. There's a timed mission where you've got to catch all the missiles before they hit the clock tower, and it's just absolutely the biggest pain in the ass. I mean, I played the game too, yet I still don't remember it. That might be for the best, honestly. Like, just thinking about it kind of grinds my gears. It was, if possible, even more annoying than the giant blob mission. Oh, no, cat love. Alright, we gotta get ourselves some health. Luckily, there's tons of it down here. It was not enjoyable. It required like a lot of precision. And it was on a pretty tight timer. And I think we just barely got it on the last try. But it was one of those ones where you just kind of sit with and you're like, I don't know if I can actually do this. Or at least that's was my feeling about it. Hey, Noosh, what are you doing all the way down there, yo? You don't want to be down there. That's no fun. All the cool people are up top. I'm convinced Gravity Rush was dug out of a time capsule and explained why most of the game hadn't improved at all. That would kind of sort of explain it. And again, kind of thinking about the story, how there are actually a lot of story beats from the first game that get sort of paid off in the second game. It makes me wonder how much of the design was done at the same time. Alright, Noosh, I need you to get kind of closer, though. Would be really neat. Oh, but not that close, not that close. I don't care if he's firing his beam. Honestly, like, Noosh can fire his beam as much as he wants. The second game had about 2 hard delays. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. I'm trying to remember, like, when Gravity Rush ended up on my radar. Because I hadn't played with the Vita, so I probably wouldn't have known the game. Cat, what are you doing? Love. Cat love. Meow. No, I mean, yes, we obviously want to do that, but where is like the super secret core? I'm glad that Cat is seeing this pattern because I sure as hell not. Had the weird multiplayer aspect that makes me think that that's where the manpower went. Oh, there was that like online thing. And I only got to play like a little bit of that because they closed the servers, I think maybe a month after I got the game. Are you gonna charge, Nooshi? Noosh! Noosh! Alright, it's charging up. It's firing its laser. Okay. There you go. Just fire the laser, Noosh. Ooh, baby. I needed that to be longer. I needed that to be much longer. Oh, go for the finisher. Do it, Cat. Yo, shoot! I remember there were like, you could take pictures and leave the pictures as a hint for other players to be able to find crap. Noosh, noosh! Oh, that's right! Dusty becomes Panthro. I forgot all about that. Whoop! The look she gives you! Holy shit! Dusty's like right there, ready to take down Mumra. Children are so excited. They must be looking forward to seeing their parents. Zaza would be excited too. If only Sacha were here. A photo thing was basically an excuse for the player thoroughly explore the area, which is what the game should have had intrinsically. Oh, yeah. Zaza showed me a picture of her. He was crying and told me that losing her was all his fault. If only we could have come here sooner, maybe we could have saved her too. We would have made a difference. How do you know? Raven, do you know what happened to her? Are you Sasha? Eh? Oh, damn it. I thought we were going to be able to extend the bit, but she just kind of gave the game away. But how? She's just a little girl. I guess I was just running in circles for nothing. I realized that from watching you. You and I aren't all that different, you know? We're two sides of the same coin. Like Batman and the Jokey. We both just wanted to protect the ones we cared about. Okay, so nothing like the Batman and the Jokey? You know, I've been meaning to ask, why did you hate me so much? Was this so wrong to bring back the missing parts of the city? The city alderman. Denelcia? Denelica? Denelica. Denelica? Came to me one day. He said he'd help me convince the mayor to send a rescue mission to the children as long as the missing parts of the town stayed missing. That's kind of bizarre, but sure. When we get back to Hexville, first thing I'm going to do is find out why Denelica didn't want those pieces of the city coming back. Maybe he wanted a gerrymandering? I mean, that could totally be it. I know Gravity Rush is a niche title, but it makes you wonder if the audience was drawn to the series as a game or as an art piece. Jokey's trick. Fucking Jokey's trick. Like, the weird thing... Wait, Nushi is still there? Oh. I thought we actually saved the kids. She's talking about fondue, by the way. Nushi's hanging out with the fondue. The weird thing is, like, I feel like they could have done a lot more with Gravity Rush, because it is so much of itself. It has a look that feels like it could have been built into something more iconic, more of like a foundational piece for the system, and they just kind of didn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe they thought it was too artsy, or they thought gamers wouldn't connect with a series that had a girl as a protagonist, or hell if I know, but it feels like a lot of lost opportunity. Do we have to kill the Nevi? Can we just ignore the Nevi? Probably yes. You're on gigantic floating teeth. Why is there no encyclopedia of lore or system to this series? Again, it's another lost opportunity. It's like Sony had something on their hands here they could have done something really well with, and they just kind of were like, meh, we're just gonna let this be its thing and run its course, and whatever, you know. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, we don't really care. Vita Hell probably does do some of the heavy lifting in that explanation hive. No one's ever okay, Cat. Like, that's the shame of it, really. Sony's strategy with the Vita was release it, not offer any support, and then justify their inaction when people stopped developing for it. You know, I don't know. I'm not gonna run through. I don't want to build up conspiracy theories that I have no evidence for, even though that's basically 99% of conspiracy theories. But I wonder a little bit if the Vita wasn't designed to fail. Like, if there was something else going on, like taking a loss for tax purposes. Oh, look at this Joker! You think because you got all these eyes you're special? You ain't special, you ain't nothing. Cat is special. You're a big goofy Gus. It certainly seems that way, Hive. And that's not Hive, that's Kronos, so... God bless it. We are gonna die because this guy's got a giant fucking arm. Let's hear Armstrong. You were barely cool in Hagaren. You're not cool here. The 3DS was a massive failure at launch. Yeah. Oh, you bastard. Nintendo was literally giving out free games to people who bought the 3DS early to turn their numbers around. Heh. That part I didn't know. I had no idea about that. Oh, we gotta do this again. Hi, show me the teeth. I know there's a gravity storm down there, love. We gotta go all the way back up because somebody forgot to put checkpoints in the level. Like, really though? Checkpoints? Your trees are very pretty. They're very, very pretty trees, but it's not really what I'm going for here. Oh, crumbs. Stop, listen, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down? It was a very bad failure, but Nintendo put money and effort into turning it around. Sony didn't when the Vita started floundering as well. But that's the thing. Dokana. I don't know, like, I don't quite get why Sony didn't, like, maybe they didn't want to throw good money after bad? But it does feel like they just kind of gave up on it? PSP to creepypasta. Oh, welcome back, yo. Had to find a ghost sorcery replacement for piercing jewelry. Are you making your own jewelry, kittens? Or is this just like jewelry for yourself? I'm eventually gonna have to get new earrings because I'm probably gonna have to have earrings I can actually take out, but I really don't want to. Listen, stretch Armstrong. Okay, there's every fucking Nevi in the world here, and I'm really not cool with that. I don't know if this actually worked. I don't think it did. Oh, health. That would help. I actually got the black hole for once before you told me, Kronos. Or at least I got it at the same time that you were telling me, I'm not sure. I wasn't looking at the chat. I was getting frustrated by Jerkface. Some companies don't seem to believe in advertising their products properly and think the product just won't sell. See, now, like, that's kind of a funny thing because I got back into the gaming expressly because they did a really good job advertising Little Big Planet. Like, I wouldn't have picked up a PS3 if I hadn't happened to have seen a commercial for LBP. But the commercial was, like, so good that it just caught my attention that hard. Ah, you jabroni? You frickin' jabroni? Is there another health? Oh my fucking god, I swear. Big Nevi has an AoE. Yeah, it does. It's got like that. It's got that big ass swing on it. Sony did the same thing with PSP. It's just that the PSP cost less to develop, so people kept developing for it anyways, and it survived. I wish we had crap that we could throw at that jerk. Because that would really help. And it's the X button that makes us fall faster. Right. That's actually a good question, Kat. I just noticed that the first time myself. That was quite a sound. The way you machine gun kicks is not ideal. Kick damage is based on distance. Oh. Now that is something that I honestly either did not realize or did not remember. Because you might have told me that before, Kronos, and if you did, like, I apologize. But that's kind of a big thing. That's like a really good thing to know. Sony's approach seems to be launch a thing, and if it sinks, try not to lose so much money, and if it swims, oh god, why is it successful? Kind of, yeah? Now that you put it that way, Hive? Ooh, Biff! Motherfucking jabroni! You think you're so cool. Also, you? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Do we have to start over? Oh, good. Good, we don't. Oh, God. Why is it successful is almost literally the response to the PS4. Huh? Like, I honestly had no idea. What am currency? How to business? Kittens, there are so many reasons that I'm happy that you come around, but that was good. I feel like that's up there pretty high. Sony as Doge meme? Really amuses the hell out of me. I mean, I sure as hell don't know how to business either. The range special is up and triangle? Okay, yes. Are you, like, Kat, do you plan to aim that? No? Oh, but it worked! We are success! Kronos. Much customer, many money, wow! Oh my god, like, there's... Somebody's gotta do that. Somebody's gotta do like a dog head Sony CEO meme pic. We could bring it back. I mean, I know what it's in internet years. It's like 10,000 years old, that meme, but it still makes me laugh, and I still love it. I have a feeling we've developed an impressive team here. I think you're right, Hive, and it pleases me, like, to absolutely no end. I love the fact that by and large, and by and large I mean mostly completely except for randos who show up sometime, I can trust everybody to be cool and be funny. Like, way funnier than I could be on my own. And before you think that's self-deprecation, I've recorded like over 2,000 episodes of Isaac, so probably not that many, but anyways, I'm fairly sure I know my strengths. Funny is not one of them. You should probably grab those. They're 50 a pop. Ooh, nice. What did I miss from Ludo? Doge's Eternal. And it does feel good when the laundry is always folded. I do need to take the next step and actually put the laundry away instead of just letting it stay in neat piles on my living room floor. But, you know, it's a thing. The sea urchin nevi are usually protected until they strike because they're bastards. And we hate them. Also, where's our screamy guy? Is this gonna be another creator? It's totally gonna be another creator, isn't it? Or like a fisherman or something? I don't know. I've only discovered recently the joy of folding laundry. I had it in bags for years. What are you doing down here? Are you alone? Whoa, the Gravity Queen. Oh my god, it's the boyfriend. It's the boyfriend from the letter. But, like, his girl has totally moved on with her life, if I remember correctly. I was looking for something, actually. Folding laundry always goes so far when they're musty from being dried indoors. I just like doing laundry. It's really weird. Like, laundry and dishes are completely my jam. Other kind of home care stuff... Yeah, like when I've got the spoons, I'll do it. I don't do enough in my apartment for ever to really get dirty. So it doesn't always trigger, like, oh, tidy is also a thing. It's one reason I don't take, like, a lot of pictures in my apartment, because there's just stuff everywhere. But you give me, like, a big set of laundry, I'm right there. Like, I'm just in it. I don't know why. It's kind of like carving a little bit of control into a world of chaos. Well, I followed the pillar, one step led to another. I finally found what I was looking for. Really, then you're like 10 steps ahead of Bono? Also, you're probably not laundering your money in Panama? I'm just guessing. Woohoo! I will do your laundry, like straight up. I'll come to your house. I'll just do it. If you've got enough laundry, I'll even separate the colors from the whites and the delicates from the non-delicates. I myself don't produce enough laundry at any given time to really do that, but I'd be 100% willing to. I might just doing a thing where I'm feeling guilty for procrastinating on a drawing that Livna is in no way holding me accountable for. I want to be a laundry vigilante. I want to be a laundry vigilante, and I could sub-specialize in beating up the guys that steal women's panties from the hanging laundry outside. Because it seems like that's within the same framework. It's in the same rubric. And Hive, okay, it's a facile thing to say, but you've already got an awful lot on your plate as it is. You're dealing with a lot of shit at work, plus just I almost had like an Elmer Fudd, my lips flew out when I did that plosive there, but plus you've got just the entire enormity of the world happening right now, and all the kind of what do you want to call it, the free-floating anxiety and stress that goes along with that. Livna's not paying you to do this drawing, and as far as I know, they haven't tasked you to do this drawing. It's okay if you just kind of let it set aside until the feeling is there, but you don't have to feel guilty, yo. I feel guilty for not drawing requests that I've offered for free. At least not by now. did all of us just take extra dots in guilt on character creation? Was there like, were we looking through the merits and flaws section of the White Wolf character generator and being like, oh, double guilt gives me 2 extra points that I could spend on something else? Because it seems like we all have the same kind of issues. Roughly speaking. Not specifically speaking, but we do tend to run up into these same areas. We need to have like an anti-guilt bomb that maybe we could like pull the fuse on every week or so to just blow away that free-floating guilt. Because at least from my position looking at all y'all, like, you're kind of carrying a guilt load that you probably don't deserve. We rolled natural 20 on guilt. Ludo, straight. Mental resilience is our dumb stat. I love it. I saw something on Twitter that accurately summed up my quarantine feels. Need to find it. Let us know when you see it, kittens. I feel guilt for even being alive. Yeah, I mean, nobody's hands are clean. I mean, if we're looking at the macro scale, not the micro scale, none of our hands are clean. And yeah, if you kind of want to drill down into it, you could feel guilty for being alive. I mean, there's enough things that you could tick the boxes off for and be like, I benefit from this shitty structure that is punishing other people for no reason. And I feel guilty about that, yeah. But, like, it's hard to function like that. And I'm not separate from this. Like, I'm the same way sometimes. But there's only so much that you can take on and say, like, this is my fault or I need to feel bad about this. Until you get to the point where, like, you can't do anything else. Which means that you can't help to actually fix the situations that are making you feel guilty in the first place. I feel not guilty lately. I know how it be. I'm glad at least for that, Ludo. Because it sucks. Like, the feeling sucks. I mean, obviously you've dealt with it yourself, so I probably don't need to tell you that, but I'm glad at least to know that that aspect of mental stress isn't in your wheelhouse at the exact moment. Kat, will you get on the pillar? This is why I never talk about serious things, because I can't do 2 things at the same time. Stream keeps getting heavy because of these heavy times, and we are near a gravity storm. 2 perfect phrases that are perfect together. I don't want the streams to be too heavy. I honestly don't. Not only for y'all's mental health, but for mine own as well. But, I mean, sometimes it comes up. Sometimes I think it needs to be addressed as best as I can. Which is, granted, not very good. I have no license in therapy. Was there a place we're supposed to go, Kat? Honestly, you got like all these red freaking arrows here. They're not helping me. We're going up. We just need to go up. Alright, we're gonna fall completely off this pillar, and then we're gonna drop this dude. And he's gonna deserve it. Probably. See ya, dude. Sorry I couldn't save you. Alright, at least we kind of know which way is up. Fun fact, I don't need a license to counsel here in Australia. What, for real? Like, you can just... I mean, on one hand, I trust you, Hive, but on the other hand, that's kind of freaky. Oh, did we drop him into the void? Listen, man, you've got to stay away from the sea urchins. They're totes not cool. Alright, zoom zip. Oh, shit. Fucking sea urchins, I swear to God. Where'd that dude go? We're in the middle of a pandemic which arguably makes bad things worse, and I doubt governments will have learned a lot from it. So can't wait to see them fuck things up again during the next one. I mean... There's a part of me that I'm not necessarily proud of that can kind of step away from all this and look at it as a disaster, and does feel like, yeah, let's just see how bad we can fuck things up. But there's another part of me that's like, they could really fuck things up really, really bad. And that would really, really suck. I can be a counselor, but I can't practice as a psychologist. Oh, I gotcha. I do want to go back and see if I can get my psychologist registration. Huh. Is there, like, are there weird requirements for it? The gravity rush, I just want to get to a place I can save these sea urchins. I am so totally lost. Alright, that's down, I think. That's up. Weirdly enough, I'm in the best mental and physical state in my life right now. All those incompetent leading figures making me feel so much more competent. Ludo... which one do I answer first? Ludo, that makes me really, really happy to hear. I mean, not about the incompetent figures, because that sucks, but about the being in the best mental and physical... Oh, Jesus. You dropped him again, cat! You dropped him again. About being in the best mental and physical state of your life. I hope that continues. I really, really do. It pleases me deeply that you are out there rocking it. Maybe you can be... Oh, fuck's sakes. Maybe you can be a mascot. Just leave him, cat. It'll probably be fine. Right? Look, cat, you're just gonna... You're gonna get him to the top, and then his girlfriend's gonna break up with him. So, it's basically the same thing, leaving him down here. But actually better, because if you leave him down here, he has hope. Hope, cat. Do you want to steal his hope? Is that the kind of girl that you are? Think about this. I mean, really, really, really think about it. I'm blasting that life eating bananas and trying to help people. It's rad. Thank you, Ludo. Honestly, like, I don't know how to pack up my feelings on that statement in better phrasing. But honestly, just thank you. And all I ask is that you just continue to keep yourself safe as best you can. Oh, you Oh, you can't do that. You can't just... Oh, you bastards, I swear. Also, Patrick, thank you for the host. I appreciate that an awful lot. After 4 years undergrad, 2 years master's, 4 years undergrad, a year of postgrad, a year of practice, 4 years of undergrad, 2 years of practice. What the... Hold on a second. That doesn't add up. Alright. 4 and 2 is 6, plus 4 is 10, 1 is 11, another 4 is 15, and another 17 years? What? I think I'll be fine if it weren't here. Technically, I have one more person around than I've been used to, but I miss my boyfriend like hell and I feel super lonely. Oh, either. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes so much more sense. I was very confused. What's the Kittens, what's the quarantine deadline where you are? Like, has the government kind of set up X is when we're going to let people out of their homes? Although, if you look at the US, even if the government says it's okay out of the other homes, it's probably not okay, but still. I guess, like, how long until you might be able to see your boyfriend? It keeps being extended. Fucks. Like, there's no winning, really. There's no winning for losing. Because if the government cancels the quarantine early, then we get another one of those, like, Denver-style, you know, death spikes, which we don't want. But I really hope the ramen shop makes it out of this pandemic. That's, like, my special place. Do you have a way to contact them, Kronos? Like an email address? Like a business card? Because they might really want to hear that. I guess I've been alone too, but I'm used to having my social circles online by now. I could dig that, Ludo. I do miss my meat space social circles. And I'm kind of, sort of, almost a little bit glad that the move to Tokyo is going to be indefinitely delayed. Because that does mean that there may be a chance that I actually get to see them before I go to Tokyo. But a lot of my life is online these days, so it's maybe not been quite the hammer blow that I think it's been for other folks. I don't got any meat space friends right now. 2, I'm not sure what they're doing. 1 who I know moved a town over. Yeah, I mean, it kind of gets easy to not develop a meat space social circle. For better or worse. It certainly gets harder to do that, I think, as I've gotten older. Oh, you freaking swordfish. That's what they are, the swordfish. I'm going with that. Take that, jerk faces. Ah, you don't like them apples, do ya? Not very delicious, are they? Douche. The one who moved is one I used to go out eating with weekly. Ah, I dig it. Part of that makes me kind of wish I had the confidence to attend a college, so maybe I could replicate that feeling. I mean, you've talked a little bit about, like, your issues with college before, Kronos, and don't feel like if you don't want to share more than you're comfortable with that you need to, but is it a confidence issue that's keeping you from going to college? Is this something that you want to do but don't feel like you can? My psychiatrist 4 years ago, online conversations don't count as relationships. You need to meet in person. Me, an awesome person. Looks like all that time making friends online and not in real life has left me insulated to the quarantine. See? See, you were laying down groundwork early on. And also people who say that like online relationships don't count somehow as real relationships, they can just walk right off a really short pier into maybe a lava flow. I'm not sure. Some days I feel like lava flow, some days I feel just like the ocean, but cause that's straight bullshit. That is real deal bullshit, and I will not cotton to that. I will not truck with that. Now that I think about, I've just graduated from high school, I guess, and 90% of that is confidence. Huh. I can definitely feel it, Kronos. Oh, come on, sea urchins. I was trying to tell something important to Kronos, and then you just got in my way and distracted me. Confidence issues and anxiety issues are pretty big for me as well, Kronos. I don't have any particular good advice for you, which is maybe for the best, because sometimes a situation, oh you bastard, doesn't require advice, but at the very least I can understand pretty well how that feels. Would you not, sea urchin? Because really, this is starting to get old. Alright, let's get swordfish. Swordfish trombone is probably the better one to take out first. Take that, Tom Waits. I think he's so cool. My therapist said she's happy I have online friendships. A lot of other patients cope worse during quarantine. I remember you saying that, Kronos, about the sea urchin strike. I'm just terrible at the timing. Like, I see the yellow bowl, and I'm like, oh, hit it now! And it's like, no, don't hit it now. What I need to do is to tease it out. Where did you go? Where's my Nevi? There you are. Alright, so I'm gonna get close. Tank the damage a little bit. There you go. Jerk face. You are so toast. Oof! I still have to take Matra exams at some point, which sucks. So it doesn't feel like it's over. Can you... Patrick, can you do those exams during the whole, like, plaguey, quarantine-y kind of thing? Or is this something that's got to be put on hold until later on? Aspect towards the system, or the people who have wronged you, is powerful motivator, is my advice. Ludo's not wrong. Diesel Sweeties is a comic that can be pretty hit or miss. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's a little bit touching, sometimes it's just poop jokes. But the character of Red Robot, who is basically a homicidal mass of destruction and lives on burning spite, but one of their lines did stick with me from a couple years back. And Red Robot says that anger is an engine that gets things done. I don't agree with that 100%. I think anger can be a pretty dangerous tool to use. But, yeah, sometimes spite and sometimes anger can be a pretty strong motivator. They've been postponed. The exact date is still unknown, but they are supposed to be somewhere in June instead of May. I hope that you can get that wrapped up, Patrick, just so like you don't have that thread just left untied. Because that sucks a little. Don't talk like that. You make it sound like you're gonna die or something. I already have. Thank you, cat. Goodbye. Wait, what? Wait, hold on a second. This douche nozzle was dead? He was dead the whole time? I had to pick him up like 4 or 5 freaking times because, oh, the sea urchins. But he was dead. Fuck you, Vinny. There's no Vinny here. I hope there's nobody named Vinny in the chat. I felt like Gravity Rush was doing a Vinny on me. I know, right, Umber? I feel... Wait, what's following me? Is something following me? And... Holy dogs, kittens, your birthday's next month. Well, we're gonna have to do something for that. First off, I'm gonna have to write it down on my calendar. May is a very good month. I mean, it should be. I've got good memories of May. Yeah, everybody's birthdays are ending up on my calendar. Now, the thing I need to remember, is that when the year turns again, in 20 years, and we get around to buying a new calendar, that I actually transfer all the birthdays from the old calendar to the new calendar, because I forget to do that every year, and that's not good. That's not good. There we go. May 20th. Yeah, I felt like being born in May because I get presents at the end of the year and in the middle. I mean, it's a good setup. Your parents had the timing down. They plotted that one out. Woo woo. Alright, May 20th. My anniversary was on May 23rd, excuse me, because I got married on the 5-year anniversary of meeting Honey Bunny, which gave us 5 5s in a row. 5 years. May is the 5th month. 2 and 3 together is 5. 5 5 5, so that's go go go. You may notice, those who have been following along or who have joined later on, but not really smart. And I delight in what little cleverness that I can actually manage. Really more so than it deserves. But every now and then it works out. And I kinda love it. Also fucking Nevi. Oh, fudge. I'm a bit worried about May personally because the Danish government wants to open the country again because things seem to be getting... Things seem to be going well with COVID-19 wise. I fear they may be hurrying too much because they care so much about the economy. Here too. Woohoo! Do 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 do. That's the song that we sing when we do the Happy Squirrel Dance. It's one of a number of songs that we sing when we do the Happy Squirrel Dance, but I did. Thank you, kittens. Like, straight up. Umber, I feel like there's maybe something similar that's going to be going on here. And I feel broadly the same way about it. Like, a lot of the places that I've seen that have been closed have listed May 6th as a reopen date, and that does not seem to be a good idea. And Kronos, I think that they seem to think that contagion only happens to people that don't matter. Which, frankly, when it comes down to it, is basically how they've looked at every problem. Social, economic, political, or otherwise, for the past kind of forever. But it does pretty much leave us... Oh, cat, don't fall. Please, God, don't fall. I need to wrap this up. This is killing me. It does leave us in the lurch pretty badly. That actually worked out better than I expected it to. One party wants to open cafes and shopping malls next. Oh, Jesus. Here's a realistic prognosis I heard. States will reopen and then close again multiple times until the vaccine gets distributed because capitalism. Same is happening here. But over on this side of things, it's like, it's just... Nobody knows what's going on. Major shopping districts tend to be closed, for the most part. Like, when I took a walk through the Shinsubashi Dotonbori area a little while back, I'd say probably like 90% of the shops were closed. But then you get into the more... I mean, they're not really suburban areas. That doesn't make a lot of sense for a place like Osaka, but the more residential areas, and a lot of the shops are still open. And I've seen stories saying that, like, residential shopping streets are packed because people can't go shopping in the, you know, the famous areas like Shibuya or Shinsubashi. So, yeah, it's weird, and I don't understand it, and I don't think anybody does. People seem to be randomly worried about the plague. So there was somebody... Fuck, it wasn't in Gifu. The Gifu story was a different story. The Gifu story was a much sadder story, but I don't know if it was connected to COVID. But there was somebody who... They tested positive for COVID, and the neighbors found out. And people stoned their windows and wrote graffiti on the doors, because that's the thing that you do. I think the preschool might be closed near my apartment, but I'm not 100% sure because there's still kids in the park. Range special. Oh, absolutely, Umberkin. Like, just without a doubt. With no question. I read about that. I'm sure the virus was suitably scared. Well, you know, like those assholes in Michigan that are protesting the virus with assault rifles because, you know, you can shoot a virus. There was that one G.I. Joe episode where there was a giant virus that they ended up having to kill by overfeeding it apples because there's cyanide in apple cores. So, like, no wait, they shot the virus, but it didn't work. They had to poison it. Just like a vaccine. Fuck, how weird. Even G.I. Joe has a better idea of how to deal with viruses. They're desperate to prove that the economy is more important than your life, and that pattern is happening everywhere, so I think there's going to be a vicious cycle of reopening and then going... Okay, I want to think about this, Ludo, and I don't want to be over dark. But that's like totally on brand for me, so it's going to be hard to avoid. based on kind of some of the way, like the talking points that they've used in talking about like reopening the states, I almost feel like they want to convince people that it's okay, if not better, to die. Like, they want people to view their lives in a very direct sense as being less important than the economy. And that's being kind of a... like, that's a capitalist philosophical point in general. But again, kind of like we've talked about before in the past, the masks coming off, that I think they're making explicit something that has been left implicit for a long time. And if that's the case, I don't know if we'll go back into quarantine. Like, I think they'll just let it ride and see what happens. And if a lot of people die, well, tough nuts. Let's be clear though, they're protesting with assault rifles because it's performative conservatism, and the quarantine is seen as liberal and left-wing. What else would make left-wing tyranny disappear? Having enough guns to overthrow the left. You're not wrong. Like, that's, I think, definitely the headspace going on there. One did say that the economy is more important than living, so... yeah, it was the dude in Texas, wasn't it? Texas governor was like, there are more important things than living. Which, you know, yeah, that makes sense. We need to recharge. I'm talking about the whole world, though. Most countries aren't quite as mask off as America. The flying coral nevi are momentarily invincible during their attacks. Ooh. I didn't realize that, Kronos. And you're right, Ludo, and maybe that's a point to be positive about. Here we go. Please, please, please. I mean, honestly, I'm having a wonderful time, but I really kind of want a save point. Oh, I think are we getting towards close to the end of this section? Can't enjoy the economy if you're too dead to participate in it. But it's like, I feel like, and this is non-professional in any way, philosopher BS, like this is just kind of based on stuff that I see and feel. I feel like there's such an abstraction, there's such a giant buffer between the people who benefit from the economy and the people that actually engine the economy, like basically us and the folks that are even worse off than us, that concept that the people on the bottom who are supposed to be buying all this shit that makes the engine of the economy run can't actually do that, and how that will crumble the economy. Like, I don't think the people up top get that on a base level. So the idea of like a bunch of people dying and then in a number sense stepping out of the economy, I don't know if they dig it. Swiss propaganda is way more insidious and friendly appearing, so it would take a lot for our government to say the stuff in American politics. Nushi comes back just to get punked. Nushi's like a total wharf. It's been a year since we last met, hasn't it, Shifter? A year? A year? Since your absence, we've assembled the Jellyfish, a special forces unit augmented by the latest and cutting-edge autonomous weaponry. Sea Wasp. What do you think? She's a beaut, isn't she? Sea Wasp, I want you to take your that freaking spike that you have, and I want you to put it into this dude's dome, because he's talking to you about you, not to you, but about you in your presence like you're a fucking car. Unica probably would have been my favorite if this game knew how to write. Yeah. They get it. That's where Keynesian stimulus comes in. They'll just keep paying people to go out and spend stuff. But, like, that's the thing, Hive, is, like, people aren't going to be able to spend that money, really. It's just going to go back to the landlords, largely, isn't it? Like, it's not going to be... They're not going to be spending it on movies and books and magazines. Like, okay, like, those are anything that people in 2020 are buying. But you know what I mean. They're not going to spend it on all the shit that drives the economy. Ooh, nice call, kittens. I mean, for real, though? So you're Sea Wasp, huh? You're amazing out there. You took that Nevi down like it was nothing. I had to fight it twice. Twice that you've screwed up and brought the Nevi to Hexaville? You're a troublemaker, and we don't need your kind around here. See, I was over here, Hive. There wasn't really a lot of stimulus that was done for, like, us folks. We all just lost a lot of money. Like, everybody got paychecks cut. Bonuses didn't get paid out. And a lot of families, even families that are, like, on paper, would be considered middle class as far as, like, where they live and the type of things that they have, are really close to the margin financially. So, like, a lot of people took it in the chin. If I may, the Nevi threat has grown in the years since you've been gone. This is your last chance to take us up on our offer. Join the Fash. I don't want to join the Fash. Together, we can fight the Nevi menace. Look, I need to go home and take a long shower. The first in a year, apparently. Maybe I'll think about it, okay? Nice brush off, cat. That was like... Holy shit, too real. It's the best shower. It's the best shower. It's the best response, actually. Sid, what's with the uniform? Oh, Mayor... Oh, Jesus Christ. Denelica? Mayor D. Mayor D's in power. Police got absorbed into the military. Total Fash agenda. We're all working together and doing our best to fight the Nevi. But never mind that. Where have you been all this time? Rumor had it you and Raven fought a gruesome battle to the death. Mayor Fash indeed. Can you ever really have too much for shoulder pads? I mean, Ludo, you paint Warhammer. Warhammer is just the war of the shoulder pads. Sorry, I better get back to work. We've got to get back to grinding the Untermensch under our heels. The people of Hexaville were living in fear, and Unica, or Sea Wasp, was more weapon than human. No, cat, that's not how the line goes. It's more human than human. Listen, do we have to discuss Rob Zombie again? Because we'll totally discuss Rob Zombie again. I thought I've been gone. A few days I thought I'd been gone, a whole year had passed in Hexaville. I felt myself drowning in the changes that had taken place in my absence. But at least my sewer pipe is still mine. It's just anachronistic to the FASH uniform. Yeah, that's where Warcraft got it from. Probably, yeah. Now I know that Penny Arcade is extremely hit or miss. Extremely hit or miss. But there was a really good comic that they did that dealt with the Warcraft, Warhammer, like, similarities that I will have to put in Kazi's chat because it's got one of my favorite rants in it of almost all time. What did I miss? Yeah, that's fair, Hive. That is 100% fair. You're a creator. You must know what happened to Raven and the children, right? I might be powerful, but I'm not that powerful. Once the creation is created, only the creation itself can create its own path. Okay. So you're like one of those clockmaker gods. Like the deists, where you just set the universe in motion and then you're like, okay, fuck that. I did my thing, I'm gonna just sit off over here and let you deal with your own shit. Way to go, asshole. Way to go. Alright. That was a lot. Okay, first off, gonna do the wind down now, as we usually do. 2.5 hours is pretty good, and my throat doesn't feel that bad, but my brain is getting pretty spacey, so we're gonna space off there. I had a lot of fun on this stream. I do think, for my own personal standpoint, that there are a few topics that I was punching above my weight class a little bit on, so I apologize. And I always welcome any information that anybody wants to give me because I've got a lot to learn still. But if I said something that seemed like completely stupid, don't be afraid to tell me, because I need that sometimes. So there's that, but I did like the fact that some of the topics that we got to talk a little bit about were good ones. Not usually ones that we do get to. Got a pretty big chunk of the story taken care of, which is always nice to feel like we're getting some kind of progress moving. Although that ghost, really, like, fuck that ghost. That shit wasn't cool. Don't appreciate that at all. We are going to smash the Fash, I think, probably the next time we play Gravity Rush. It might be the next time, but we deal with them eventually. Spoiler alert, we deal with them. Everyone, thank you so much. Like, just... It makes me really, really happy that you are all out there in the world dealing with things as best as you can and being healthy. And that's all I ask, is that you can continue to be healthy and grab whatever bits of happiness that you can, because it's a shitty world sometimes and there's not a lot of happiness to go around, but you all deserve it. As much as you can get your greedy little hands on. I'm giving you free reign. Just go out and grab it. Do it. Well, grab it from inside the house until the quarantine's over, and then go out and grab it. But yeah. Thank you, Hive. Thank you so much. But that does do it for us this go about. So from me, Disco here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, there's nobody to raid right now, so I'm not going to raid, but to wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigasamariota, sayonara, see you, and ciao.